Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to another RWA Productions podcast. And tonight we are joined by, on my right hand side, as usual, Paul Wilson. Say hello, everyone, Paul.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you've had a good day.
And down on my bottom, you might recognise him before doing his own live streams. It's the SEFC Exiled Mackham, everyone. Good evening, SEFC Exiled Mackham. How are you doing, Owen?
Hi guys, I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. Really looking forward to talking about the club and talking about Sunderland football. It's definitely a good reason to be doing this at this time in the evening. So yeah, let's talk some Sunderland football. And hello to everyone out there. Hope you've all a great day and ready to talk about the club we all love.
Of course, the passion, the will, the drive, everything. So we're going to get into the FA Cup, and this time we've managed to get through to the fourth round of the FA Cup, so it's not a worry upset of an exit. So we've managed to get through against Fulham on the 20th of January. Hopefully, I think it is. And yeah, but we're going to go into the Shrewsbury game. It was Shrewsbury 1 and EN Sunderland 2. Two great goals by Ross Stewart and Luke O'Nien. Paul, what's your thoughts? How are
Well, as I said last week, I actually listened to the commentary because unfortunately I couldn't find a stream anywhere to actually watch it, unfortunately. But to be honest, us to go in 0-0 at half time, I was like, yeah, we're gonna do this. But you know, whatever Tony Mowbray said to the players at half time, it worked. Fair enough, they scored. And I think it worked actually. You know, when they took off Aidan O'Brien, because I was like, if he stayed on, I think he would have scored against us. Lucky enough, he actually went off. And as soon as he brought Ross Stewart on, I was like, yeah, we're going to win this. And Ross Stewart to score. And actually, O'Nien to score that goal, which I've seen the highlights of that goal. How on earth he got that area to score that, I don't know. He actually played right back as well. That game.
Exactly. Good point there, Paul. I don't know how on earth he got there, but he managed to get there. That's the thing. Cora England. I don't know who she is, but good evening, lads. How are you, Cora? You all right? So SEFC Exiled. Owen, what's your thoughts on Shrewsbury's game on Saturday afternoon? What was your thoughts?
I think it shows how far we've come as a club. I think, you know, you go back to the past, and I think, you know, we go 1-0 down in the FA Cup third round to a team below us, or, you know, to any team, and usually we go out at that stage, don't we? You know, the heads go down, we kind of give up. But I think what was really encouraging was the way we kept on playing football, we kept on passing the ball, we kept on true to our style, and I think it's just, these lads never lose their sense of belief, never lose their sense of the fact that we can get back into this no matter what. And I think, again, bringing on Ross Stewart and Jack Clark, I think it shows that, you know, Mowbray's really developed his game management skills. They've come on since the West Brom game, and I think bringing Stewart on made the biggest difference, because if you look at the first half and even the start of the second half, there was no out ball, there was no ball, the person that put the ball through. There was a lot of very neat passing football. But, you know, as Benno said on the commentary, there's no killer pass there. There's no final ball. And I think having Stewart there really did give them that final ball for Ahmad, final ball for Clarkey, final ball for Dan Neil that was not there in the first half. And, you know, at the end of the day, that's what we need. And obviously, I think it just shows, doesn't it, the need to go and get another striker in this transfer window. But no, and overall, really encouraged. And Luke O'Nien, that lad is just amazing. I love that lad to bits. You know, I think he'd play anywhere, wouldn't he? You know, he's played centre-back, right-back, left centre-back, midfield. I think he'd even play in goal if you asked him, if I'm being honest with you. And what I loved as well, I don't know if you lads saw it, but when he was coming off the pitch, he was singing "I'm Sunderland Until I Die" as well, singing along with the fans. So
yeah, I've seen that on the highlights.
Yeah, it was great. But no, I was so encouraged by the fact that, you know, we never gave up. We never stopped fighting to the very end. And to be honest with you, we deserved those two goals, because we should have been 1-0 up anyway. The Patrick Roberts incident was a penalty. It was blatant, absolutely blatant. That goes in, you know, who knows, the game's is going to be, it will be different. But overall, so encouraged by their performance.
Good point, Owen, good point. Acacia Cameron Jude on there saying hello, lads. All right, Acacia, she's one of our regular to come on the podcast as well. I don't know if she's coming on tonight, but I think she's busy. Joanne Young, that's my mother, everyone. She says, hi, guys. Hello there, you all right?
Hi, Joanne. Hi, Acacia.
Hey guys, are you all right?
So, we're going to go into Ross Stewart's deal now. I don't know if he's going to sign a deal. Hopefully, fingers crossed, well, he does sign a deal. But Paul Wilson, would you like to keep Ross Stewart at the club?
It all counts, yes. But, well, to be honest with you, look, with the update that Speakman came out with, that Ross Stewart is 100% committed to the club.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, if he's saying that, where's the contract?
Exactly.
Where's the contract? For Speakman to say that, where's the contract?
Owen, what do you think?
I think we've got to keep him at the club. He's an absolute essential part of the team, and I think he scores goals no matter what. And I don't think he's even fully fit at the moment. I was listening to Stephen Elliott the other day, and he was talking about how it takes 3-4 games for you to get back into it fully fit. And I think this is only about his 4th or 5th game back, but he's already scored 5 in 5. He's different class. He's absolute different class. And as Super Kev said during the week, he said, Sunderland have got to make sure that we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. When we let players like Darren Bent leave, we let players like Asamoah Gyan leave, like Michael Bridges, like even to some extent Kevin Phillips as well, before we could get the best out of them. And I think that's the case with Stewart. Stewart can put this team into playoff contention this season. I've got no doubts about that with his goals. He is just different class. The worrying thing, obviously, is the fact that he hasn't signed a deal yet. I know he's got 18 months left on his deals because they will extend by 12 months at the end of the season. But you don't know to what extent his agent's in his ear. You don't know to what extent that other clubs have come in. I mean, there's rumours today that Burnley are offering him 17 grand a week, which obviously is a lot higher than what Sunderland are purportedly offering him. So, but we've got to keep him. He's got to stay at the club. He just is phenomenal.
Yeah, Keisha Cameron Jude says, are you all right there, Paul?
Yeah, I'm all right. Couldn't be happier.
Niall Henderson on the live chat says, hey guys, love the fight back on Saturday. Yeah, mate, same. Absolutely loved it. You've got Vanessa goes over in the chat saying, hey lads, all right, Vanessa, how are you doing? You all right? We've got the SCXC Exile Macklin down below me. He's commenting away, saying hello, Joanne and Acacia and Vanessa here. So, we've got 150 subscribers. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well, guys. It's free to do so. The next point we're going to go into is Manchester United hasn't recalled. Eric Ten Hag says he doesn't want to recall Amad Diallo this season until the end of his loan spell. So, Owen, we'll go to you first. What's your thoughts on that?
It's brilliant news for the club that Amad stays. He's been different class. I mean, you watch him play and he's on a different level to the rest of the team. He's on a different level to the rest of this division. Just his quickness of thought, his speed of passing, the way he finds space, his touch. You can see why Manchester United paid the money they did for him, and a deal that could possibly rise. I think it's 37 million in the end, but it's the right decision at the end of the day because, as Ten Hag said, if he's going to recall him from loan, it's got to be because he's ready to go into their match day squad. And he said himself that Amad is not ready to play for Manchester United yet, in the Premier League, and he's in the best place to actually develop it as a talent. You look at Mowbray. Mowbray's got a long tradition of actually working with young players. He had Harvey Elliott with him at Blackburn, who he did, the Liverpool player who he did good work with. And also the fact that Premier League clubs know that, people come to Sunderland and, every other week they're playing in front of over 40,000 fans. They're feeling the pressure that you're going to feel in the Premier League. You're playing in front of a massive crowd like you do in the Premier League. So it's great prep for them to go back to their clubs, obviously. And I'm just sorry that we can't keep hold of him because he's just unbelievable. But I can't imagine Kivor Louis-Dreyfus paying 37 million for anybody and paying him 28 grand a week, which is what I think what he's on at the moment.
Yeah. Good point. Megatosh 17 in the live chat says here, you're
Yeah,
right.
I know who that is.
Is
Yeah,
that
Jack.
Is that Jack? I thought it was. Anyway, Paul, Amad Diallo, what's your thoughts on him? Not leaving the season until the end of it. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm over the moon actually. Mad is actually staying, but the thing is, Everton, are you actually listening? That's what you should have done to Ellis Sims. Yeah, Sims should have been staying with us, not going back there. But yeah, I'm over the moon. Mad is actually staying with us.
Yeah, same as well. Acacia Cameron Jude, she says, I think it's fantastic that Ten Hag isn't recalling him. And she also says, as he's doing a fantastic for us this season in the Championship.
Right.
Totally agree. Can't agree anymore with you. Obviously, Ross Stewart, I think he's the highest goal scorer in the Championship so far. He's getting goals every 96 minutes of game time while he's been playing, which is like absolutely amazing. Next point we're going to talk about is the centre back we are linked with. We are linked with Leeds United centre back Charlie Cresswell. He's been on loan before, I think, Paul, as I believe. Is it Millwall he was at loan at?
Yeah, I think he's currently out there, but
Yeah.
Leeds is looking to recall him from there. But the thing is, on that, I'm pleased we're going back in for him because, well, actually, Alex Neil actually wanted him at Sunderland.
Yeah. Well, obviously, Leeds might recall him back when selling back out on loan to Sunderland, or might do a permanent deal to Sunderland. I don't know the fact what's going on there, but if it was a permanent deal, would you be happy with Charlie Cresswell at the club, Paul?
Yeah, I would. You know, it'd be canny for Huggins as well. You know, like it's somebody there that Cresswell knows, so he'll fit right into the club.
Owen?
I mean, yeah. I mean, any young player, you know, it's a decent player to bring in and develop and see how he goes because he is only 20 years old. The only thing I'd say is that do we really need another central defender given the fact, you know, we've got Danny Bath, we've got Dan Ballard, we've got Nuko Nyan, we've got Adji Elise, we've still got Bailey Wright on the books. That's 5 central defenders. You know, I think if we're going to bring a defender in, a left back is a better option because we've only got Sirkin. Really, I know Elise can play left back, but it's not his natural position. Or Nyan can't, not his natural position. So I can see why they're interested in him. He's 20 years old. Again, he's one of these young players that can be developed. And obviously, he's got Premier League experience with Leeds. But it just, to me, it feels a little bit unnecessary. You know, given the fact we've got so many central defenders on the books at the moment. And I just think there's more pressing needs, you know, in this transfer window. Like I said, left back, when you're looking at defenders, central defensive midfield, to work under Corey Evans because Corey can't play every game. So, yeah, I mean, it would be a nice little signing if it was on a permanent basis. I don't think a loan's the option, but at the end of the day, like I said, I just think there's too many. I think we've got enough central defenders on the books at the moment.
Well, Acacia Cameron Jew says that Jesse Marsh just want Charlie Cresswell, apparently.
Yeah, that's the manager. Thing is,
yeah.
do you not think if we bring him in permanent, do you not think he'll start like, you know, go into the academy?
Possibly, I don't know.
He may have got near the 21s to start off with. Yeah, that's a good point, Paul.
Step his game up. Yeah. We've got Real Tour fan, which is Andrew Ward. All right, Andrew, how are you doing? Hi, Bradley. Are you all right? Yeah, so good so far. Obviously, I think we've won 10, drawn 8, lost 8, and we've got 38 points on the board so far, out of a possible 26, out of a possible 78. 38 points out of a possible 78, Paul, first season back in the Championship. 10 wins, 8 draws, and 8 losses. Would you be happy with that?
I'm actually happy the way we're going at the moment. You know, like, the thing is, have you noticed we're doing better than Wigan and actually Rotherham? You know, since that they came up with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Wigan is they are 24th in the table.
The bottom, yeah.
And actually, Rotherham are 21st in the table.
Yeah.
We're doing much better than them two.
Go read through the live chat again because there's some comments in the live chat. McIntosh17 says, I'd definitely take Cresswell on a permanent basis and take Adji's ex-teammate from West Ham, what we've talked about before we started the podcast. Yeah, I think he's a central midfielder in this. SESC Exile Macklem again. Please subscribe to his channel at the end of this video. Says hello real to our fan. And he's just said hello back to you.
Oh, yeah, mate.
So, Owen, what's your thoughts about Sunderland being 8th in the Championship, just coming up from League One? They're on 38 points. Do you think we're sailing very well to the Premier League?
Do you know, I'm over the moon with where we are. I think, you know, if you'd said to any Sunderland fan at the end of after that playoff victory against Wickham, you'll be 8th at this stage in the season, you'd have bit their hands off for it. Absolutely bit their hands off for it, because historically, you know, teams come up through the playoffs in any division, whether it's the Championship, the Premier League, League One, whatever, they struggle. Then they historically struggle, but I think it's just testimony to the work that has been done off the field by Christian Speakman and Stuart Harvey and Kira Louis Dreyfus, and what Tony's done on the field since he took over from Alex Neil. You know, there's 1 point between us and 6 now. We're in a place where we can actually, you know, really, I think, threaten for the playoffs. And I was saying on, you know, my channel that you look at Sunderland's strongest team, you look at the best team we can put out there on a match day. With the exception of Burnley, there's not a single team in this division that scares me. There's not a single team we can't beat if we play to the best of our abilities. You know, you've got the likes of Ahmad, Jack. I mean, you just got to look at the strength in depth as well. Apart from striker, obviously, where you've only got Ross Stewart, but you know, Ahmad, you've got Pritch when he's fit. You've got Clarkey, but then you can bring in Roberts. You can bring in Abdullah Bar. There's just talent to bring in there. Dan Neil, Corey Evans have been fantastic this season. But you've also got Mishu, since he's come back into the team, done a cracking job as well. The back four, with the exception of left back, we've got two or three right backs. You've got Lyndon Gooch, Trey Hume, who has been absolutely fantastic since he's come into the team. Or Nyan can play right back. You've got Danny Bath's fit again, but it looks like he might struggle to get back in the team on Saturday because of the form of O'Nien and Ballard. It's just phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. The football they're playing is fantastic. And like I said, I think they're a match for anybody. There's not a single team in this division I don't think we can live with. The only team that I think that would be a challenge, obviously, is Burnley. You know, Burnley are a very, very good team, and I think they've obviously benefited from the fact they've come down with the Premier League. They've kept a lot of their Premier League players because of the parachute payments. But overall, I'm over the moon. I honestly think that, you know, should we be able to hang on to Stewart, make the right couple of acquisitions in this transfer window, this team is a playoff team. It's a top 6 team. I'm not saying they're going to get promoted, but a run to the playoffs, you know, as well, that makes it easier if we don't go up next season to recruit players, because you can say, look, we nearly made it last season. We've got a playoff team here. You know, you come in, you're going to make us better. We're going to contend for automatic promotion. I just think the future's so bright at the moment. And you listen to Speakman talk, you listen to Mowbray talk, and it's just optimism. And I'm going on here, but Speakman as well, when he was talking the other day and he was talking about a plan, a vision, we're planning this transfer window, next transfer window. When was the last time Sunderland had a plan in place? You know, it's never been the case, has it? It's always been let's throw as much money as we can at it and hope it sticks. And it always goes wrong, you know. It's been fantastic. And so I honestly think this team is a playoff contender. It really is. And they're just so talented. They're so talented.
Because obviously when Stuart Douglas was in charge of the club, and obviously Johnny Medlin, there was no plan A1 and no plan B either. There was no plan Bs and no plan As. Literally, wasn't. And obviously that's how we got stuck in like 5 years in League One. Yeah. Because we had stupid ownership.
I don't think they had a plan either for the managers they brought in either.
Like Johnson and Jack Ross and obviously Parkinson, yeah. But obviously straight away, who gets Alex Neil in? Kira Louis Dreyfus, I think it was, who got him in.
Yeah, it was, because KLD said in the last talking he actually did with the fans, KLD said that was the main one to get anywhere straight away, because apparently the Salem Wiseman said apparently Alex Neil actually contacted Sunderland if the job was available. So apparently he contacted Christian Speakman.
Yeah, and obviously He's won promotion with clubs before, such as Norwich. He's won promotion with Hamilton twice. Actually, he's won promotion with them. He got them up from the Scottish League One to the Scottish Premiership at one point. That's how good it was. But if we were going to go on that winning run, because I think we're unbeaten in 8 now, which is really, really, really good for a Championship football team. Our size as well. The fan base is just amazing. Over 40,000 fans on Boxing Day. Absolutely amazing. Other Championship teams don't even get that. So I think that's absolutely amazing for our club. Don't you agree, guys?
I think there was a stat came out, wasn't there, that put us at 10th or 11th best supported club in the country this year. You know, there's only what I think it was 9 Premier League clubs with bigger attendances than us, which is just is incredible. It just shows this club how massive it is, and if you consider that's Championship, you go in the Premier League, there's going to be more people through the doors because it's Premier League football, and the fact that Premier League teams on the whole tend to bring bigger away followings because your Man Uniteds, your Man Cities, your Liverpools, your Arsenals, your Chelseas bring bigger away followings. So again, bigger attendances, but this club's massive. This club is huge, and it's a Premier League club. It's a top 10 Premier League club.
Well, Real Tour fans just said Steve Bruce might be retiring in management soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd seen that yesterday, but according to one of the journalists that I follow, he said that apparently he has spoke to Steve Bruce, and he's waiting for teams to come in.
Yeah. Acacia, can you send the link over now, please, Brad? 2 seconds, Acacia. Send the link over now, and you can come on. Understand you come back from work. So if Sunderland were to go up this season to the Premier League, Paul, do you think we'll invest and get players in?
I think we will, but the thing is, what I like about it, I'm not sure if you've seen, but I've just seen in the Sunderland Echo, apparently with us bringing Chris Rigg down to Shrewsbury, Christian Speakman has said now that the door now is open to more Sunderland youngsters from the academy to actually come in. You know, like fair enough if they're on the bench, but say like with the cup games, Tony Mowbray can take them down. He's left the door open for more youngsters to join us.
Yeah, guys, and this is how the RWA Productions turns out half of the time when this little one comes in. Are you all right?
Yeah.
Right. Are you going to go downstairs now?
Yeah.
Right, okay, have fun.
Hello, the kids.
Hey! No. Keisha Cameron Jude says I'm back now, and Anthony Mackham's tuned in. He says here, "Hi Anthony Mackham, how you doing? We've got you on the 24th of January, just in less than 2 weeks' time. So it'll be amazing for that one."
Hey, Hans, nice to see you, mate.
Sorry. Owen, what's your thoughts? Do you think Sunderland's going to go up this season to the Premier League as well and invest?
Yeah, I think if we go, I think it's a case of they'll have to invest. And I mean, Kira Louis Dreyfus, I think, when he was interviewed, he said that, he said as much that they would have to invest if they went up to the Premier League, because he was talking about the fact that he was looking for steady growth in the squad and steady investment in the squad. He said, unless obviously you go up to the Premiership, then you've got to spend. But I think, realistically, they will have to spend. How much they spend, I don't know. But you do, obviously, when you go up to the Premier League, you get a massive increase in television money. You get, obviously, an increase in influx of cash to the club. So I think they will spend. How much, I don't know. Because, Speakman and KLD have all, talked about the fact that, it's got to be a manageable model, and the business, it's got to be run as a business now. So they will invest. They have to invest to keep us in the Premier League. But promotion in the Premier League will help us keep our better players, won't it? The likes of Stewart, the likes of Pritchard. I know he's been linked with a move away as well. He's only got 6 months left on his deal. Danny Bath has only got, I think, about 12 months left on his deal as well. So, but it will help you keep players. So yeah, we will invest. I think we have to invest.
Yeah. Anthony Mackham says, "Good evening, lads." All right there. And Anthony Mackham always says to Paul in our podcast, he says, "You've got this." Thank you very much indeed for your
Cheers,
support there. And also after Malcolm says, I reckon if we do go up, it will go to the majority shareholder to the outright for KFD. That means, I think that meant KLD, I think.
To guys, that's what I would love to see, actually, if we do go up, KLD to actually buy out Stuart Donald.
Yeah.
To become the full shareholder. I would love that.
Well, guys, Acacia's just joined us on this left-hand corner.
Hi, Acacia.
Say hello, everyone.
There you go. Hi, Acacia.
All right. Sorry about that. I'm just eating at the minute.
Yeah,
Don't blame you.
totally fine. Don't apologise to me. Totally fine. Acacia, what's your thoughts on Sunderland this season? Do you think we're doing quite well?
Yeah, we're doing really well this season. Like you said, we're 8th or 7th now, aren't we, in Championship? So yeah, we're doing really well. Yeah, we're doing really well this season. Hopefully, we'll because obviously I think Millwall's above us. Then it's Reading or something. So hopefully we'll beat them this weekend if they lose.
Jack Lincoln says, are you all right? Yeah, I'm not too bad. Jack, how's yourself?
I've got the table here. It's Burnley, Sheffield United, Blackburn, Watford, Middlesbrough, Millwall, Luton, and Sunderland.
Yeah.
You look at that table, it just shows how massive that Borough game is going to be in not this weekend, obviously, but next Sunday, isn't it? 22nd. Absolutely massive game that's going to be.
Yeah, I think there's going to be about 40,000, 41,000 there for the Borough game.
I think Sunderland's attendance is going to be quite high for that game, I think.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I actually hope we win them because the way they actually went with us at their ground. Sadly, Ross Stewart got injured that game, but
I know.
Let's hope we actually get them back at actually our ground this time.
Did you make a short trip down Paul to Borough?
No, it was on Sky, so
no.
I made the safe option.
Yes, Jack, we're going to move on to that in a minute. Sunderland and Swansea. Don't worry, we're going to move on to that any minute now. Don't worry, Acacia, you haven't missed anything like that yet. So.
Yeah.
So, also, Acacia, we've just been talking about Alex Neil winning promotion.
God, do not mention his name, please don't.
Yeah, I know. He's a snake because he left, but yeah, we have to love him for the promotion, that's all.
Yeah.
So, guys, Jack says 3-1 to Sunderland against Swansea. We're going to talk about that now, actually. Sunderland versus Swansea, 3 o'clock kickoff. Down at Stadium of Light. First home game of 2023, everyone.
Yes.
So, what's everyone's predictions on that game? We're going to go to Acacia first.
I think it will be 3-0 to us. Ross Stewart, Ahmad, and I think Stewart will get 2 goals. But remember Ollie Cooper, who plays for Swansea, when we were away at their ground, he scored against us. So hopefully he doesn't score again.
Owen, what's your opinion? What do you think?
I think, yeah, we've got to go and impose ourselves on them the same way they try to do on us when we obviously were down at their place. Just control the tempo of the ball, high press on them, get after them early, and I think as long as we can get an early goal, get ahead, I think they'll just go from strength to strength. Personally, prediction, I actually agree with what Jack says in the live chat. I think 3-1 Sunderland. I think obviously Stewart will score like he always does. I think obviously Stewart, Ahmad, and I'm going to say. Who else was it? Roberts, the score as well.
Roberts,
yeah, but I think, it's just a case. I think again, Swansea are a dangerous team. I mean, obviously, I think they were 3-0 down at Cov the other day, came back to 3-3. They're a decent footballing team. They are below us in the league, but I think if you get after them, you put the high press on them, you don't give them time to settle on the ball, then that is the way to beat them. And the same, try and dominate them the same way they did to us in that first half down at their place. And if we play to our strengths, we play the game where we can play the game. And I don't think they'll live with us. I genuinely do not think they'll be able to live with us.
Mm.
Yeah, Paul, what's your prediction, mate? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm going to go 3-0 Sunderland, like I said to you, Brad. But the thing is, Swansea are 15th in the table. We're actually 8th.
Mm-hmm.
I think we will win these 3-0. I'm going to go Ross Stewart
Of course.
and Mads, and you know what? Because he scored on Saturday, Luke 09.
Oh, getting for. And obviously, my score prediction. No one's ever predicted yet the scoreline. I'm going to go for Sunderland 2, Swansea 0. And goals by Ross Stewart and obviously the big man himself, Amad Diallo. So
Yeah.
that's my score prediction.
I think we'll do this better as well because we've got Ballard back as well. So
well, Jack Lincoln says on the live chat that Charlie Cresswell is getting heavily linked now.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. There's Uncle Mackham saying Swansea crap away.
That was the terrible game when I went to Swansea. It was absolutely horrendous.
3 wins and 13 apparently they've had. Wow.
Lol.
7 games without a clean sheet for Sunderland. Need to fix that 2-0. The same as me. He goes. Oh, dear.
Do you guys think that we'll see Chris Rigg on the bench again on Saturday, or do you think they'll not risk him in a league game?
You know what? I've got a funny feeling that they're going to do it. I've got a funny feeling that they're going to put him on the bench. I've got a funny feeling.
Yeah, he'll probably be on the bench on Saturday, but it depends if he wants to come on the bench on Saturday.
Yeah, if he wants to come with us and travel down to the stadium, like that's the thing. Paul, do you think Chris Rigg's going to come?
I think it depends really because he played yesterday.
Yeah,
he played yesterday, and to be honest, our under-21s manager isn't actually happy with the under-23s because the scoreline yesterday. Tony Mowbray actually was there to actually watch them.
Mm-hmm.
So was Middlesbrough's manager as well.
Doing his duty.
He's doing
He
his
might have too much homework to do. You never know, he might not be allowed out by his mum.
Who knows? Who knows?
Although somebody on my live chat yesterday suggested that if Chris Rigg becomes established in the first team and scores goals, we can bring back the chant. We can have Chris Riggs on fire instead of Will Griggs on fire.
I like that.
Oh gosh! But it did say on Twitter and Facebook yesterday, or when we had the game at Shrewsbury, that Tony Mowbray is loving having Chris Rigg in the first team.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
You know what?
He trains with us twice a week.
I think he's hasn't he got? Didn't you say he's got 2 days off or something, Brad?
Yeah, 2 days off. He's got at school. I don't know what days, obviously, but I think he's got 2 days off apparently. So yeah. Good news on the Sunderland front line of outgoings because there's one player who I really, really can't stand who plays for Sunderland. He hasn't even got in the starting lineup. He was going to get in the starting lineup on Saturday, and that was Leon Diaku. I can't stand him. Even Acacia would tell me I can't. Even Acacia.
I posted it on Facebook earlier, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
And she actually agrees with me that Leon Diaku is bad.
Careful.
Go back to Germany. Why don't you?
Careful. And Ants will tell you because Ants does like Leon Diaku, and Ants is actually in the chat, so be careful.
But I've got to say, Leon Diaku was crap. I'm sorry, but he is.
Yeah, I've got no words to say about him. Paul Wilson, what's your thoughts about Leon Diaku leaving this club? Get out that door. What's your thoughts?
I'm going to be careful because Adam's following me on Twitter.
Well, you don't want him on block,
to be honest, actually, I've got to agree with Anthony. Actually, why did the club came out and said that Leon Diaku is one of our main strikers? He's not even a striker.
I know exactly. He's not even a striker. He's a winger, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. But yeah, Diaku is okay. But all the chances he misses, you may as well put Ross Stewart on them. Ross Stewart will score the goals.
Ross Stewart with a blink and I would score them straight away. What else is got to talk about? Owen, you got anything to talk about Sunderland recently?
I mean, I think obviously one of the big things that's sort of going around at the moment is like strikers trying to who are we going to get at the striker. Obviously, a lot of deals seem to be falling through at the moment. The Surridge deal seems that he doesn't want to come; he wants to stay. Obviously, and fight for his place at Forest. Cameron Archer, then the guy we're linked with, has gone to Borough. I mean, in terms of strikers, how many do you guys feel we need, and is there any names that we've been linked with so far that you would like to see come into the club?
Well, I think.
I was going to say though, have you seen that? Apparently, obviously, Christian Speakman put on YouTube, the one Ellis Sims back. So I just don't know what's going to happen about that. So, but
I can't see Sims coming back.
Yeah.
If he comes back, it'll be at the end of the month. If Lampard gets sacked, I think that'll be what happens. Because I think because you can't play for a third club in the same season. He can only play for us or Everton now this season. So if Everton were to get a new manager who wanted to send him back out on loan, he could only come back to Sunderland. There's nowhere else he could go. I know Speakman has said we'd welcome him back, but like Paul said, I don't know whether it would happen. It depends, I think, a lot on if Everton sign a striker, what happens with Frank Lampard. It's all up in the air as far as the Sims thing. I think we do need to move on from him. We do need to look. We can't be waiting to the end of January to see if he possibly could come back.
Well, I think.
But Tony Mowbray said in the press conference last week he wanted a striker this week. Where is he?
Exactly.
Well, do you not think that Christian Speakman and Kirill are not like trying to like go onto their phones with agents and seeing if they can get like new strikers and stuff like that?
Because you don't know what's going on behind them scenes, do you? Because
I just don't think
I would love to
Christian
know.
Speakman's like looking for any new players or anything. I don't think he's like phoning up anybody and saying, "Oh, can we get new strikers?" Yeah, exactly.
Good point there.
I never thought about that.
Good point there. Is it a recruitment crisis?
Well, it's interesting because Stuart Harvey isn't. Speakman said apparently Stuart Harvey, who is our main one for recruitment now, he's not been in England that much. He's been travelling a lot, actually watching players come in. So it'll be interesting if we, if we get a player, say like where, Mitchu and Barr came from. Be very interesting.
I mean, I know that was that guy from Leeds that was linked to Gelhart, I think the guy's called. But again, that's all dependent on Leeds signing a striker. Charlie McNeil is a Man United young player. He's been linked as well. But again, it's all dependent on what they do. I think a lot of the loan players, the young loan players coming out of the Premier League, it's dependent on what happens at the Premier League parent clubs. And the only issue I think around transfers is you don't know whether Sunderland have been held to ransom because of the fact that everyone knows we need a striker. Everyone perceives us as being a massive club, which we are, but we perceive us as having loads of money because of that. Are we being held to ransom by clubs over permanent contracts? Are they asking too much money? That's obviously got to be something that I think needs to be taken into consideration. And also the fact that whoever, that Harvey, that Speakman are doing the recruiting, they've got to do their due diligence. They've got to make sure the players they bring in are, as Speakman said in his interview, better than what we've got or on a level with what we've got. And, are the right type of players to come into the club that are players that are going to fit in with the players we've got and are not going to unsettle the dressing room. So it's a difficult process. And like you were saying, guys, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes at this moment in time.
I know this is not Sunderland related, right? But I've just seen a tweet from a journalist, I think from Charlton. Yeah, he's from BBC. Charlie Methven is, as we speak, he's actually in the director's box at Old Trafford.
Lol. Good luck.
He's going to join Charlton, isn't he?
Good luck. Good luck to the Charlton fans. They're gonna need it. They're gonna need it.
Well,
yeah, Stuart Donald was down there, wasn't he, the other day as well?
Say hello one more time and that's it then. Well, I'll let you
Hello.
have the opportunity. Go on.
Hello.
Yeah.
Go on then, Harley. Get yourself next door now. We're being nice to you. We'll let you have 2 chances. So, get yourself next door now. So, I think what else? Oh, live chat. Let's have a look. Lauren Kenny says we can't be waiting around for Sims. Exactly. We
Yeah,
can't be
and I
waiting around
agree.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if the club is waiting for an answer of Sims, why has Tony Mowbray came out and said that he is looking at potential two strikers? Fair enough, he has told Christian Speakman he wants one this week because he actually did tell the BBC in his last press conference.
You know who I want? Desperate, but I don't think we'll get him. The Man City youngster, Palmer.
No, no. Yeah, we won't get Cole Palmer because when I was at Bramall Lane, I was watching the England under-20s or under-21s, and Cole Palmer was playing, and he was brilliant in the first and second half. But Man City will not let him go. They love him being at Man City because he's in the first team for Pep Guardiola as well.
I have to agree with that what Lauren's just put because, to be honest, I hope we do not wait until the end of the window to bring players in.
We probably will, like we did with Stuart Donald. We'll agree that will probably happen all the time, but
I think you've got to hope with Speakman and with Harvey that I think Speakman's got a lot of a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience that he won't do what Donald did. I mean, as we all saw on Son Until I Die, the whole negotiations over Griggy. Stuart Donald lost his head, didn't he? He completely lost his head over that. Just let's bid again. Oh, let's just have another bid just for a laugh, and let's stick another bid in, and ended up massively overpaying for the guy. So I think Speakman has got a lot more common sense and a lot more football savvy than Donald has. So hopefully we will be able to bring in someone before the end of the window, and we won't be doing what Donald did and panic buying strikers. But we do desperately need a striker because, God forbid, anything happens to Ross Stewart between now and the end of the season. If we don't get someone, there's only so many times you can play this false nine, and I think we have done it this season with some success. Reading away, for example, Swansea, but as we saw on Saturday, it doesn't always work because there's no killer ball there. There's no target to put the ball through to, and with the type of football we play, can turn into like trying to walk the ball in the net, and I think that will cost us. So we do need to go and get someone desperately. I think before like the midpoint of this month, at least one, and then before the end of the window, the second one. But yeah, it's got to be ASAP.
Is one actually? Do you not think the clubs are even looking at free agents?
Could be. Someone suggested Danny Ings the other day, but I don't think he fits the model. He's only 30 years old.
I'm sorry, but Everton are going for Danny Ings, on loan from Aston Villa. Yeah, Everton are going for Danny Ings on loan, and I'm like, right, good luck with that. You're staying at Aston Villa. He loves it there.
It'd be worse if we're going for him as well. And Everton's going in for him as well. He'd buy Sunderland or Everton.
Right, Lauren Kenny says on the live chat, she says I have links to the Hilton Hotel. I'll find out if anyone's in talks.
Yeah, a friend works at the Hilton Hotel.
Some of the players I'm talking to, they might even be staying in the hotel.
Or the weird productions, which is me, I've asked the question. Will Ross Stewart sign his contract in the summer? If not, in January, what do you think? He won't get his contract. Do you think he'll definitely?
I would rather him sign it in this window, to be honest. He's out of contract in the summer.
I think, to be honest, I think the summer may be more realistic because of the fact that we will extend that 12 months at the end of this season. I don't think there's any doubt in that. So effectively, he's got 18 months left on his deal. I think they'll want to get it right. I think at the end of the day, it's a win-win for Stuart. If we wait to the end of the season to sign him, because you can come back to him and say, look, stay to the end of the season. You keep slamming in the goals, it's going to raise your value. If you then don't like what we offer you, then you're probably going to get more teams coming in for you anyway. So stay at the end of the season. You've got nothing to lose. So I think, I agree with Paul. I'd love to see him sign in this window. I just think it's more realistically going to happen in the summer.
Yeah. Lauren Kenny says Mowbray confirmed 18 months left. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 18 months left on his contract.
And sorry, Lauren, I shouldn't have mentioned that about your friend. Sorry.
Naughty Acacia.
Naughty. Right. 26 games played. Obviously, Acacia, we've been talking about this. 10 wins, 8 draws, 8 losses.
Yeah.
I think we've got 19 games left, so that's still 57 points to gain if we win all them 19, but I don't think we will, obviously. But if we win at least another 10, that's going to get us another 30 points, so that's going to get us up to 67 points if we win another 10.
Yeah.
That could be realistically, if we carry on winning like that could be realistically getting into the playoff places.
Yeah, I think, because obviously I'm hoping we win against Swansea, then Borough, then who else is it after Borough? I think we'll win.
You've got the FA Cup, then you've got Millwall after that.
It's good. When we've got Millwall, I can't see us winning that game, because obviously Honeyman's going to be playing against us once again. So that's sorry for mentioning that, Paul, but I just can see, because obviously I can just see that they've got really good players. So I'm hoping we'll get more points, like 67 points, but against Millwall.
Yeah, there's 20 games left.
We'll just probably get a draw or something against them, but we'll have to wait and see what our games go ahead and what we do.
Yeah. Well, Anthony Macklin says 20 games left, not 19, so that's going to get us up to 60 points, hopefully. So 60 points out of a possible... Yeah, 60 points. So, how many games do you think we're going to win out of these 20, Paul? How many wins?
Oh my god.
It's a tough question, like.
It is a tough one to answer. I don't know, because we don't do well at home. Away from home, we do better. It's going to be a tough one setting off the season, because we don't know what to expect. Because other teams around us, they'll be winning players in this window. I don't know.
We don't know. That's totally fine, Paul. That's totally fine. You don't have to have an answer. Acacia, how many games do you think we're going to win?
I've got no idea, because like Paul said, a few clubs have already got signings. Like Wigan today have got 2 new signings.
Yeah, you've got Broadhead and you've got Birmingham side Rita Cadra from Hughes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got quite a few signings. Owen, what's your thoughts on end of the season? We've got 20 games left. How many games do you think we're going to win? I
don't know. I struggle to put an exact figure on, but I'm just looking at the fixtures we've got left now, and the only games that really worry me in terms of getting a result, Norwich away, because I can only ever remember coming back from Norwich feeling miserable and losing 2-1 quite a lot. Burnley away is another one that worries me. West Brom away is another one. I think they're a team on a tear, but other than that, I'm not particularly worried about any other games. They're the 3 games that really concern me looking at the fixtures there. Obviously, I think there's going to be times when we're going to have to settle for a point. Point at Millwall will be a good result. A point at home to get home against Sheffield United would be a good result, given the fact that Sheffield are second. But we've still got even some of the away trips we've got. Like we've got Coventry City on the coming up in February, and where I live in Nuneaton, which is really close to Coventry, and I have to put with Coventry fans all the time, and I hate Coventry City, so I really do hope we stuff them. But no, there's only 3 games that really worry me going in towards the end of the season. Those 3 games that I talked about: Norwich, West Brom, and Burnley.
Right, okay. Uncle Malcolm says on the live chat, he says yes, 26 plus 20 equals 46 all. To reach the number we needed at the start of the season for safety at this league, it's just 12.4 wins and 20 should be pretty easy. Pretty easy, sorry.
Like we
honest.
mentioned, Norwich is going to be really tough because obviously they've got Pukki as their top goal scorer. Obviously Coventry, they've got a really good few players, which are, well, one of them I know, so because he's from Sheffield, Carl McFadzean, he's a right idiot. So we're gonna have to be careful of him. Who else? Coventry, obviously Stoke City, the grass. Who else?
Can I see little sticks crawling on my table yet?
Come across the screen.
Yeah, but Burnley as well, because obviously they've got Jay Rodriguez. They've got who else have they got? Who scored a few goals?
They've got Benson. We've got Rodriguez, what you've just said. I can't pronounce his name.
Rodriguez, yeah.
You've got who else have you got?
They've got
you've got Barnes.
Yeah, they've got Ashley Barnes, so that's going to be tough at Burnley. So we've got difficult games this season.
A difficult game for that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Jack Lincoln says on the live chat as well, says Stuart hopefully signing a new contract by next week.
Oh,
I'd put that what that Lauren's just asked.
Question
shut up.
for Acacia. When someone plays Sheffield United, who do you want to win? This is many times I've said it as well. So, Acacia, who do you want to win? Me and Lauren is asking this question here thousands of times. So, who do you want to win?
Lauren, I am gonna have words for you on Saturday. Watch out. I'm gonna text you in a bit as well. Lauren, you know what I'm gonna say here. It's why, Lauren. I think it's good.
I think Acacia would actually take a draw.
No, well, a draw and a win, but I just don't know for both. But a win for both of them, to be honest, for me. But Sun and draw, yeah, I'll take a win and a draw at the same time. But Lauren, why did you have to do this again? Seriously.
Oh dear.
I will show you right now, Lauren, as you know. So yes. Hang on. So
here comes the photos.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Everybody says Joe. Decent result there.
Yeah.
And the RWA production says Wednesday take over everywhere they go, beating richest club in the Prem. Fuck the Mags. Jack Lincoln says a short leaves. Does that mean we will get dragged into a relegation fight?
Jack,
No,
we will not. No
No chance. We've got Amal, we've got Pritchard when he comes back, we've got Embo when he comes back off 3 months injury, he's still got, I think. We've got Jack Clark, we've got Patrick Roberts. We've got quite a few players who actually can spark in this squad.
Got a couple of youngsters in the academy as well. That's strikers as well.
Yeah, and we've got like Max Thompson. You've got quite a few.
Actually, on Thompson, Mowbray needs to give Max Thompson a tryout.
I don't think he will, to be honest, Paul, because
he has to. Because the thing is, I was talking to Lee on this. If you think we lost Josh Hawkes because we wouldn't give him a tryout in the first team, we need to give the likes of Thompson a tryout. Fair enough in the first team, but like in the FA Cup, for example, just see what he's like.
Yeah.
Jack Lincoln in the live chat. I'm not really. I'm very surprised by this. He's not a really fan of Jack Clark. I thought Jack Clark.
I love him as well, but sometimes he isn't that good when he's like, if he gives the ball away.
Yeah, but also every player gives the ball away. Even Stuart gives the ball away at times. We call it just obviously think he won player out of it. Lauren Kelly says he goes missing in a lot of games. Exactly. Lauren Kelly says I like the look of Chris Rigg.
Yeah,
it's
Lauren,
only
I agree.
This is the thing I need to tell you all about Chris Rigg and all. He's only 15-year-old, and I think he's got a really, really big, massive future ahead of this lad. I think he has.
Yeah. The thing is, I was listening to Total Sport yesterday because they were talking about him. Apparently, because Chris Rigg actually does support, unfortunately, them up the road. He is a Newcastle supporter, unfortunately. His parents are actually trying to get him to sign for Newcastle.
Good luck.
So, Chris Rigg, if you're listening, stay at Sunderland.
I agree. The biggest selling point we've got, and I think with Chris Rigg, is the fact that he stays at Sunderland. He's going to get more game time. He's going to get a chance of playing in the first team. He's going to get first team football. He goes to Manchester United. He goes to Newcastle United. He is getting nowhere near their first team. Not for another 5, 6, 7 years, and even then, it's not guaranteed. You've only got to look at the that lad that Man United bought the other year, Hugh Gill, was it? He's been nowhere near their team. And I just think if Chris Rigg goes up the road, yeah, I know he's a Newcastle fan. I know his mum and dad are Newcastle fans, but for the best for his career is not to go up there. They're not a team that naturally promote from their youth academy anymore. They're a buying team now. That's what they are. They ain't going to put him in their first team squad, not for at least 5 or 6 years, and even then, there's no guarantee. So, I think that personally, and I know I could be accused of being biased because I hate Newcastle, but that'd be career suicide for him because of the fact that he ain't going to get first team football there.
Well, Jack Lincoln says in live chat, he says we mate knows him fan personally, and him says he wants a Newcastle move.
Right, let me just say one thing though. Like you've just said, right? He likes it at Sunderland because Tony Mowbray wants him in the first team, and Newcastle they've got that new lad Isaac. They've got him. They've got Willock. They've got Chris Wood. They've got all of them players who are getting in the first team. Chris Rigg won't get in their first team. That won't happen. Not with them. Cause obviously Isaac's a striker for them. And I don't think he'll get in Newcastle's first team. But Man U, come on, he won't get in their first team because they've got Marcus Rashford up front.
Last comment before we move on to the last topic of tonight. Lauren Kelly says, I wonder if Tony Mowbray gets the Jaffa cakes in his stocking.
You better.
You got the gaffer cakes off the media.
Right, last thing, guys, when I've got to go. Jamie Tetty leaving to join Plymouth Argyle on loan. What's your thoughts? Do you think it's a good choice for him to get more game time? Get 15 to 20 more appearances for that club? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a good move for him because obviously he's not being able to get game time with us in the first team. Because obviously Plymouth are top of the table in League One, so I think it's a really good move for him so that he can get them promoted to the Championship.
Paul?
Yeah, I agree with the case here. To be honest, that's what Tony Mowbray said because Mowbray said that Jamie Tete actually was scheduled to play to actually start the game actually against Shrewsbury. But the actual move for Matete came in apparently on Friday evening. Because he was already in match prep already was Tony Mowbray, but Mowbray said, which I actually have to agree with, that'd be a good loan for Jim Matete, fair enough where they are on the table. He'll get them promoted. He'll get plenty game time there.
Jack Lincoln says
he played the other team as well.
Go on, sorry, Paul. Jack Lincoln says good loan move for him, but we're after a new midfielder.
Yeah.
SCSC Exile Blackham. Owen says we are after. Oh yeah, Jack. I see CDM. Yeah.
Yeah. But one last thing. What do you guys think about Nathan Broadhead going to Ipswich?
Oh, that's what we could talk about as well. What was your thoughts?
I think it's I think it's fair enough. I think they've overpaid. They've paid a lot of money for him. He didn't want to come to Sunderland in the summer. I don't think he wants to be anybody's backup. I don't think he would have come because he knows he's going to start to sit behind Stewart. no great loss. I don't think he's any great loss. I mean, he couldn't even force his way consistently in the Wigan team, could he? You know, so fair enough. Good luck to the lad. I've got nothing against him. Good luck to the lad. He did a decent job for us in League One, but he turned us down in the summer. Good luck to him. Fair play to him.
Yeah, Lauren Kelly says move on. Lauren Kelly also says good move, but timing was very strange on Jim. I tell you, it was a bit strange, like going out on the Friday night.
Broadhead would do well at Ipswich.
I think he will as well.
Yeah, Ipswich are
It's his
doing
level as well. Like.
in League One because they're second once again.
Yeah. Right, and guys, it's been amazing on this podcast as always, but we have to obviously leave at some point, and we're going to leave now. So just take a moment, guys. Please like this video at the end. Subscribe to the channel. Please click that sub. Because we're 50 away from 200, exactly 50 away from 200 now. So thanks for watching. Take care, love yous and leave yous, and we'll see you on the next live next Tuesday.
Was the only